ओम शांति शर्मिला बहन।
ओम शांति।
Yes, you can start.
Okay, let's just start with Baba's remembrance.
साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु कितना है प्यारा,
साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु कितना है प्यारा।
मिल गई मंजिल, मिल गया किनारा, मिल गया किनारा। साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु कितना है प्यारा,
साथ तुम्हारा
रोशनी ही रोशनी आती नजर है, अब ना भंवर का डर, ना ही फिकर है, ना ही फिकर है। हाथ में तेरे जब हाथ है हमारा, साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु कितना है प्यारा,
साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु
किसको खबर है कौन साथ है हमारे, जिसकी नजर से चलते चांद और तारे, चांद और तारे। कितनी ही बार तुमने पार उतारा, साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु कितना है प्यारा,
साथ तुम्हारा
अपना गगन अब तो अपनी ज़मीं है, तू मिल गया तो फिर हमें क्या कमी है, हमें क्या कमी है। कितना हसीन लगता हर एक नजारा,
साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु कितना है प्यारा,
साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु कितना है प्यारा। मिल गई मंजिल, मिल गया किनारा, मिल गया किनारा। कितना है प्यारा साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु, कितना है प्यारा साथ तुम्हारा प्रभु, कितना है प्यारा।
Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to revise the Avyakt Murlis that we read in the last month, 2016-2017 Murlis. So I just hope everyone is awake because I don't want to share everything by myself, but I would like to have this session as an interactive one. So whatever Baba has said in these Murlis, I have just tried to divide it into 4 subjects, that is Gyan, Yoga, Dharana and Seva. So according to those 4 subjects, I have picked up what Baba has said, and then we will churn on those things according to the 4 subjects. So just let me share the... So the first subject of our knowledge is Gyan, right? You all can hear me well? Okay. So the first subject is Gyan, and what Baba said here in the Murli of 31st December 2016, that there is always Baba in your heart and nothing else. When anyone looks in your heart, what is visible? My Baba is sitting there. Look around everywhere. Who is sitting there? So just look into your heart. Who is sitting in my heart? Or is there anything else? Any memories from the past? Or anything or any person? So Baba is telling us to check who is sitting there in your heart. Baba is sitting in me. Mera Baba. Baba always says, keep my Baba hidden inside you in such a way that no one can remove him from there. So as I was reading this, I was just reminded of Hanuman on the path of devotion. They show, right? And Hanuman showed in his heart that Sri Rama was sitting, and only Rama. So he had so much love and faith towards one Rama. So I need to check, do I have only one Baba sitting in my heart? And are there any things that become a reason that removes Baba from my heart? Or Baba doesn't find space in my heart? So the question here is, what qualities or sanskars you think should be emerged in your heart to experience this? That one Baba is seated in your heart. What qualities you should have in your heart? You all can put your answers in chat, or you can unmute and answer.
Purity and love.
Purity and love, yeah. Baba needs a pure space, right? Baba says if there is anything waste, anything, about the weaknesses of others, then Baba doesn't find space in our heart to sit, right? Yeah. And of course, love, true love. If there's love and remembrance for Baba, Baba also has love and remembrance for that child then. Yes. Anyone else?
Faith, complete faith. Nischay, complete faith. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice point, because as I said, Hanuman had this for Sri Rama. only faith towards only one and one Rama. And no matter what anyone else said, but then he was determined to have faith on one Rama. So faith on one Baba. Yeah, these are some very beautiful qualities we need to have in our heart. And only then we can have Baba in our heart. So faith, love, and what else you said, and even purity, clean heart. Clean heart. Baba always says in Hindi, ya to baat hai ya baat hai. So if there's anything that upsets me or anything that makes you feel low or any weaknesses about others, then all this is waste, which becomes a weight. And then Baba says, then there's no space for Baba in such a heart. Yeah. Okay, now I would like you all to think upon what is it you feel that removes Baba from your heart. Does this happen or it never happens? There's anything else in your heart? The Baba is not.
Waste thoughts.
Waste thoughts, yeah. Waste thoughts removes Baba from our heart. As we talked, that Baba needs a very clean and clear space. So if there is waste, anything negative, any weaknesses, then this removes Baba from there. Yeah. Anyone else would like to add anything? Baba, major part of the Murli was on this point that day, that just have one Baba sitting in your heart. Can you see Baba sitting in your heart? So just pause for a second, and I would suggest you all to just introspect, go inside, check your heart. What is there in my heart? Any concerns, any worries, anything waste, just remove it and see one Baba sitting in your heart. And then Baba also finds comfort, Baba also finds peace, love in my heart.
Even when you have attachments with someone else, that time also you will
Yeah.
forget Baba.
Yeah, this is a very important point you brought up. Baba says, no, when you have others you think are taking care after you, are doing your work, are helping you, then Baba takes a back seat. And then Baba thinks that, okay, let them do. It is like Draupadi's example, no? She kept on calling out to others. So Krishna was waiting, right? So similarly, Baba says, if you have others, if you have attachment to others, then Baba takes a back seat. Yeah. So you see Baba sitting in your heart. Again in Hindi it is said that Dilaram ko mere dil mein aakar aaram mile. Aisa hai? You feel like that Baba will find comfort and peace in my heart. Baba has so much work to do, no? Throughout the day. From Amrit Vela it begins. So he finds comfort, he finds peace, he finds rest in my heart. So just we need to have this attention that my heart is so clean, so pure, that the comforter of hearts can come and sit in my heart. Okay, thank you everyone. Let's move ahead. So the second subject is yoga, right? So in this Murli, dated 16th of October 2016, this was something very simple, very easy, but very, very deep, what Baba said, that when Om Shanti is said, no matter what type of scene comes in front of you, but the meaning of Om Shanti shows its own form. Saying Om Shanti automatically spreads a wave of peace internally. It spreads into the heart, and while it is spreading, you stabilize yourself in its form. So in this Murli, Baba said, if Baba says, now Om Shanti, Are you able to stabilize in that form within a second? So we need to check. Do we just keep on saying Om Shanti, Om Shanti? Or is it that we become an embodiment of the mantra of Om Shanti and then say Om Shanti? So the second point related to this was in another Murli, 31st December 2016, where Baba said, "Can you all now become stable in the form of Om Shanti in a second? Check now itself in a second. Pause for a second and sit in silence and just say Om Shanti in your heart and feel that. Become an embodiment of Om Shanti. See the sparkling star of peace in the center of your forehead and vibrations of peace emerging from the soul, flowing into the body, into the atmosphere. Om Shanti. Yeah, you could feel this. And then Baba said, when Baba says Man Mana Bhav, let everyone become Man Mana Bhav. This is possible, is it not? Baba simply says, come, let's go on the pilgrimage of remembrance. And so let everyone reach there in a second. Within a second, see yourself as a point of light in Param Dham. Touch Baba, absorb Baba's light, and come back. More powerful, more peaceful, more pure. Yeah, so you can experience this, right? So the question here,
when I'm soul conscious, that time I can experience that thing.
Yeah. So the question is to stabilize your mind wherever you want, whenever you want, and for whatever time period you want. What method would you adopt to have such a concentration power? Everyone has their own ways, everyone has their own yuktis and methods, right, for this. So I would just like that we all explore a couple of methods that you all adopt to have this concentration power, within a second, just stabilize yourself in the mantra of Om Shanti or Man Mana Bhav and experience that. So you all have any suggestions what we all can do together? What methods we can adopt? Because throughout the day we have so many things to do, right? Every day a new situation or a new thing comes in front of us. So there are many challenges, right? So what method can we adopt to increase our concentration power and stabilize our mind in a second, whenever we want, wherever we want?
Shanti sister, whenever I sit in meditation, whenever these thoughts come, just for a moment, I just realize that no, this is my body. I should be soul conscious. Suddenly, whatever thoughts, it is for the body, not for the soul. So in a minute, I try to become soul conscious.
Yeah. So you have an anchor thought kind of that you are not a body, you're a soul. You remind. So are you able to remind yourself whenever you need to? Or sometimes after the thing is past and then you remember? How is it?
No, immediately I just switch over on off. Switch over to soul conscious and put off the body switch off the body conscious.
Yeah, so we say no SOS, like in medicine, we say SOS is like, whenever you need to take this medicine, you take, otherwise you don't take. So you need to have that medicine with you every time. So it's like in meditation, we say stop, observe, and steer. You check, you see if there's something wrong or not according to Baba Srimad. Immediately you observe and you steer, you change your thought, like sister said just now. So you have this anchor thought that I have to be soul conscious now. Nice. Anyone else? Everyone has different yuktis, no?
Yes, we can use traffic control also.
So
That there is always remembrance in our day life.
okay, so you say that if you do traffic control, then you have remembrance throughout the day.
There's one way method, the one method to remember Baba.
Yeah, traffic control is a very important method, no? That is why it's not that just you remember Baba in the morning and then in the evening, and throughout the day you're busy doing your own work. If you remember in between, keep on remembering in between. As I had shared once this earlier, that 1 second or 1 minute every hour, or if possible 3 minutes every hour, then that also helps you a lot. Right? Yeah, so this is one of the method, traffic control, or you set your own timings in between according to your routine, if not necessarily the time which we have set. Yes.
Okay, and this is true. What is the full form of that SOS which you use right now? Stop.
Yeah, we say that to change your thoughts immediately. Just stop, observe, and steer. Like if a hurdle comes in between when you're driving, you will stop, you'll see, and then you'll change your direction.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So just change your thought, as you said, no, change your thought immediately. But you can change your thought only when you know that, when you observe your thoughts or when you pay attention to your thoughts, right? Yeah, others, anyone else?
My question, I think, here was that exactly what you said, observing their thoughts, because traffic control comes every hour or whatever. And then you say, okay, I'm going to become soul conscious. There's an anchor. To have that happening constantly is for me a real issue. I forget. I go into my own, thinking pattern, the usual. And what I usually use is visualization or the screen of the mind to focus back. But that constant bit is missing constantly throughout the day. Yeah. So I guess I'm just sort of saying, bouncing off other people or sharing with other people. It's more and more practice. You start with traffic control every hour, and slowly that becomes more constant because you're starting to remember a bit more. I gather that would be one way that you start to move into consistency over a periodic remembrance.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, even I have experienced this. I mean, sometimes it is just like you do the Amrit Vela meditation and you do your meditation before and after the Murli, and then directly in the evening. That's it. But then I started this practice sometime back that pause every hour. We have a very beautiful app, So every hour it reminds us. So even if you forget, but that music plays, and so it reminds, now just leave everything and sit back. Sometimes the work is it pulls you so much towards itself that you feel, no, let me finish this work and then I'll sit in silence. But then that later on, that never comes, right? You get so much engaged in your work. So then I made this practice that initially I did this as well, that let me finish this work and then I'll observe this minute of silence. But then later on, I realized that this doesn't work well. So whatever I'm doing, even if something is on the gas, something is being cooked, you stop, you wait for a minute, and then again you continue your work. So that practice I feel has really helped me a lot in my chart of remembrance, to improve. So yes, sister, as you said, periodically at regular intervals, if you keep on remembering, you create some yuktis. Like I said, I am using that app. Some of you have an anchor thought, or as you said, you visualize. So yes, if we have something like this to remind ourselves again and again, then we can do it. And yes, gradually it will become constant. Baba says, no, practice will take you there. And in this Murli, Baba really emphasized a lot, if you remember, Baba, on this practice, he said it's very, very important now to practice this. So he said throughout the day, throughout the day, make time for this. Very clearly, Baba said, it's not that if you get time, if you're free, then you do this practice. No. Very clear words he said. Throughout the day, make time for this practice. Later on, you cannot give this excuse that I didn't find time, I was very busy. No. So he said, now you make time for this practice, and there's a lot of practice needed for this internally. And Baba said that Baba gave a homework in this Murli actually, that he said for 1 month, he said for 1 month you practice this and see. So we can take this as a homework and practice this every hour. If depending on your routine, you have to take a call how to do it. But I think every hour, 1 minute, everyone can do it. So Baba gave a homework for a month, and he was also saying that day by day, the atmosphere of tears, the atmosphere of upheaval is going to increase. So what will you do at such time? So he said, when you practice this dance of the mind, only then you can do at such a time. Otherwise, then we'll keep on struggling. So that is why Baba said a lot of practice is needed for this. That within a second, you are able to stabilize yourself in the form of that, in the form of Om Shanti or Manmana Bhav. Become soul conscious and remember Baba. That's it. So the more often you practice, the more easy it will be to do it in a second. And then the external things won't influence. Right?
Yep. Thank you, sister.
Yeah. So the next subject is of Dharna. And in the Murli of 18th January 2017, Baba said that everyone has come away from the limited into the unlimited. Wherever you see, you look your own unlimited family. It feels so sweet. It is an unlimited family. Seeing one another in the midst of this unlimited family, you are so happy. So Baba was trying to bring us from the limited into unlimited. So what does it mean to have an unlimited perspective? And how does it help you to remain constantly happy? So the question here is, what is an unlimited perspective actually? And when you have that unlimited perspective, how does it help you to remain constantly happy? You understand? What is an unlimited perspective? Many a times in these Sakar Murlis also Baba says, no, have an attitude of unlimited, have an unlimited attitude.
When your mind becomes zero, like absolutely when there are no thoughts. That is what I
Can we have that stage, no thoughts?
practice.
Few days back in the Sakar Murli, if you remember, Baba said we cannot have zero thoughts. We cannot have that stage that the mind becomes thoughtless. the function of the mind is to create thoughts. So it will create thoughts, right? We just have to channelize our thoughts in a positive and elevated direction, but we cannot become zero thoughts. So what does it mean to have an unlimited perspective? First thing is that, do I understand what is an unlimited vision? What is an unlimited attitude? And then Baba said, when you have this feeling of unlimited family, then you remain happy.
For me, it's like love. When you have love, unlimited love for Behad Ka Pyar, then you can see yourself to be devotional to your family.
So devotional, or I mean, towards only your family, or how? What do you think? What is it?
Towards our Brahmin family.
Towards the Brahmin family. And the challenges and test papers come from others when you come in contact.
That's true. They come.
Yeah.
But when you keep one in your heart, then you can, I think, so you can pass these challenges.
I didn't get you on then.
Means when you have love for one,
Okay.
Baba,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
can cross all the challenges with him.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, very nice. Huh? I mean, very deep what you said. I just remembered one experience that was shared about Dadi Prakashmani. Yesterday, you all heard a lot about her qualities, right? So I was hearing to the experiences of Dadi, and once Dadi ji was asked when she was traveling to UK, and then they asked her that, what is your special attention when you're on the spiritual journey? So Dadi said that my special attention is that everyone, everyone, from everyone's heart, blessings should emerge for me and nothing else. Which means my karma, my conduct, my behavior, my actions should be such that blessings emerge from everyone's heart for me and nothing else. And then there was one brother who asked this to Dadi, Dadi, how can we do that? How is this possible that everyone gives me blessings and nothing else? सबके दिल से मेरे लिए सिर्फ दुआएं ही निकले. How is that possible? And then Dadi gave this answer that just remember one Baba. When you remember one, then you receive blessings from everyone. That was what Dadi answered. So when you said, I remember that. Yes, Baba also says that when you have love for one Baba, you automatically become loving to the entire family. You're loved by the entire family. Yeah? So you don't need to try to become loving to one and one. But detach yourself from everyone, become loving to one Baba, and then you can become loving to everyone automatically. So we need to experiment with this, do and see whether this is working for me or not. You find this true for yourself or not? So having an unlimited perspective, anyone else would like to add to this?
Om Shanti.
Yeah.
Along with this love, what I feel is even when we have purity in our words, thoughts, deed, actions, relations, and connections, we automatically become loved by everyone, and we get blessings. We become a model, or we will be loved by everyone.
Yeah.
Naturally, the blessings showers on us.
Yes, everyone likes purity, no?
Yeah.
If there is something else inside and something else on the external side, then there's no integrity, and then there's no trust, there's no love then. Yeah, the purity is there. Yeah, so unlimited perspective is like to see from the top. Baba was like, in this, Baba talked in a different context, but I feel that while we come into relationships and connections, if we go beyond the limitations of the role that the soul is playing, then it is easy for us to have a pure attitude towards each one. Otherwise, you tend to remember, no, what they have done to you before, what this person has said to me, or you know about how their sanskars are, what weakness they have. And then you tend to come into contact with that attitude. But when you detach yourself, you understand the soul is separate and the role the soul is playing is separate. So kind of, I was thinking on those lines that is to have an unlimited perspective. Every soul, as Baba says, is originally pure. Originally, my father's child. We belong to one family. We come from one home. So the differences here are according to the roles they are playing. So that is the role they have in this drama. So when I have this unlimited perspective, it is easy for me to stay happy and also to have an elevated attitude towards everyone. And moving ahead, the next subject is of Seva. In this Murli, 20th March 2017, Baba said, looking at you, everyone would feel as though the angels have truly come down here on earth from up above. Your ordinary form is not visible, but only your sparkling, complete angelic form is visible. So I really liked this point a lot. Baba said that when they look at you, they'll feel that angels have come down on this earth from up above. So I was just thinking that how do we do this? What effort do you plan for this? Or how can you reveal your angelic form? Any thoughts, any ideas you all can share? How can we all do this together? How can we reveal our angelic form to this world? Or whoever are in our, contact and relationships, how would they feel from us that you're an angel? Anyone?
When we mold ourselves, like, when you need to take blessings, you have to bend your head. So when we start using the words like let go, okay, and everything, and again back to this thing, the same thing, that is when we are pure with our thoughts, words, deeds, actions, relationships, connections. So that is what people observe, and we become.
Yes. So your purity, you say, right? And what else? This, you should come up very quickly with this qualities of angels that should be.
I think your sthiti, your stage and awareness of peace, love, happiness, those three are easily visible. So if you have that state within yourself, if you have enough peace, only.
Sorry to interrupt you. What did you say? The second thing, your state, your happiness,
and your awareness of peace.
Yeah,
of peace, love, and happiness within you. So that soul consciousness, awareness will then radiate that peace, love, and happiness. That's why I was circling around the first point that you said, how to remain constantly soul conscious, because that would be seva in itself, because your awareness of being a soul will radiate those qualities of a soul to the others. And doing it, I think I'm reading the next bit as well, doing it silently, quietly, without making much noise or hoo-ha about it, or, just quietly doing your job and moving on. No fuss, no hassles, and no need of praise, no need of words explaining that you have done or not done, or
Yeah. So more of the doing than of the speaking. And I think your sthiti, your stage of being able to spread those qualities of a soul. And that can only come if you yourself have that soul consciousness stage or awareness.
Yes.
So
you see, everything comes down to this soul conscious awareness.
back to the seed, I guess.
Yeah,
So the seed
true.
is the bit that is a powerful bit. And yeah, that's why as I said, I was, honing on that, how to bring that constantly, because I definitely struggle with the constant part of it. I can do periodic, intermittent, and then not only just doing it as a routine, but again, as you read, with the power of silence, you can remain silent. I mean, there are some people who remain silent in this whole meeting, right? They won't say anything. That's fine. But it's the silence of the mind that will allow that concentration. Like you said, how do you concentrate? The concentration will not come from the silence of the mouth, because your mind can be racing at many thoughts per second. So the power of silence, is the mind. How to do that again, if you're a soul conscious stage, that seems to come automatically because you're in your natural state. Om Shanti.
Yeah, that is why Baba also says, no, your first lesson is your last lesson. And every day, in every day's Murli, he will remind us of this effort of being soul conscious. So it's really the basic thing, and we really need to pay a lot of attention. Even though it is intermittent, the more often we do it, we practice it, because that is what Baba has said in this Murli. You keep on practicing, and then you will be able to do when you need to do it. So the next part I will read it. Baba said, you do service, but do service that is filled with the power of silence. By doing so, you will receive more than the result you want. Check yourself again and again. More attention is now needed to accumulate the power of silence and bring about transformation. So in this Murli, Baba was talking about the silence of the mind, as you said, sister. And Baba also mentioned that in the times to come, there is a lot of upheaval now as well in the field of religion, a lot of upheaval in science, a lot of upheaval in politics, which is going on. So Baba said, in such a time, you need a lot of touching power and catching power, which comes from the silence power. Only when you have this power of silence of the mind, you can easily catch what Baba wants to tell you, what Baba wants you to do in that particular situation. And when you receive the signal, when you receive the right message, you can do it in the, in the right way. And then also that, how do you accumulate this power of silence? The more you become soul conscious, the more this power of silence you accumulate. And a very nice yukti Baba gave in this Murli, I would like to share with you all. Baba said, just go at the top and sit. Which means he was telling us to just detach from this, whatever role you're playing. Go at the top. He said the topmost position is you'll remember? You recently, I think 2-3 days back, you read this Murli. So the topmost position is? What is the topmost position?
Paramdham.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I'm just going by what I understand.
Yeah, the supreme abode, Baba said, is the topmost position. And then he also said the second thing, that if you see the cycle of time, then what is at the top? You know this picture, the cycle of time in our course book? So you have the golden age, silver age, copper age, iron age, and the clock is like coming towards 12. So what is the topmost position in the clock, in the cycle of time?
Confluence age.
Yeah, the confluence age. So these two things, Baba said that just do your work, do whatever you're doing, and then detach yourself and go at the top, go to Paramdham, sit with Baba, and then come back. And then he also said that just see yourself at the confluence age, the topmost position, and from the confluence age you can see the entire cycle. From the confluence age you can see the bigger picture because you have the entire knowledge now. Right? So these two things he said us to practice. The more you practice this, detach from the work you're doing and practice. And then he said, you accumulate power of silence in such a way. And I also feel what Sister Kamalji said, that you stay to do the service. You don't need to speak through words. You don't need to say that. But your vision, your thoughts, your vibrations, your attitude, your stage, the way you behave, as Baba says, no, your face, that will reveal your angelic form. That will do the service. Then Baba said you won't even need to use your words. If there is power of silence, Baba said, then your words will also become powerful. So this seva is what Baba said he wants us to do according to the time now. And he also said to practice, in a second, become an angel. Brahman so farishta. So he even made us do this drill in that Murli. In a second, become an angel. See your angelic form. See your sparkling form. Light, radiating peace, radiating love, radiating power. And whoever needs it, it is reaching to those souls. So this was there in the subject of seva. Anyone else would like to add? Those who have not yet shared anything? Others?
Shanti sister. I would like to share about regarding angelic form, what you were talking about. So I remember what did the Rajiv Bhai said, like it's take a time to become angel, because he said he practiced this one to become angel, because he said after doing Amrit Vela and in between Murli he got some time. So at that time he used to practice the angelic form. So he sit there and watch himself, like light is coming from it. So he said nothing happened it takes a couple of days, nothing happened in 3-4 days. Then after 3-4 days he saw that he's like in white costume, white dress. So it's not any easy, like it's take a practice. So that's what I do practice when I used to go for a morning walk in the morning. That's the best time, that's for me. So I practice that. Baba is with me, I'm walking with Baba, I'm having angelic dress with me, because last time I couldn't remember the date, but it's just a couple of days when they read about the angelic Sangam Yug Farishta. They said it's only in Sangam Yug, this end of the cycle, you had this dress. In whole cycle you didn't get this dress. So it's very, very, very like when you get something which you can't get in whole cycle, it's only once this in Sangam you get. So it's very precious, very expensive as well. Baba has given us, God has given us. Why don't we can't wear that dress? So I think that when I remember this is only one time, once I'm getting this, after that I won't get this dress whole cycle. So then I put it on and then enjoy it. Thing is that when we enjoy, then we it's in mind like the things with what we enjoy. If the mind don't enjoy, then practice doesn't, like if you keep practicing, so yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So enjoyment is very important. Enjoy. So I enjoy so that I can do again and again while I'm doing work or while doing some household or whatever. So that's more, it's like for me, it's a practice. So, Om Shanti, sister.
Practice wearing the dress again. And I like that, what you said. This dress, sparkling white dress, you get only once in the entire cycle. So wear it more often. Yeah, I was also thinking about, you all heard about Dadi yesterday. Dadi's life, how she became an angel, how she became Karmati, how Brahma Baba did that. If you listen to the stories of the Yagya of Baba and Dadis, you know how they did that. Baba had become very detached in those last days, right? Uparam जिसको कहते हैं. In English, they just translate it as going beyond. But Uparam is a more deeper word, I feel. And that was what Baba's stage was. So as one sister, you said, your stage does that service. So Baba's stage was such that only did all the entire service. He was, even if the Yagya students, if the children from the Yagya would come and share so many things with Baba, but Baba was Upram. Nothing affected Baba in those days. He would listen to them, but not listen. And many a times children share their experiences, They went in front of Baba to share so much, but when they went in front of Baba, they just became silent. The power of silence, the power of Baba's stage was such that even the thoughts of others would become silent. They wanted to share, but they couldn't share. They would feel contented. They would feel, very peaceful. And later on, they would think, oh, I wanted to share, but I didn't share. So that was Baba's stage, very detached, yet very loving. He would listen, but he wouldn't listen. He remained beyond. And this constant awareness that Karan Karavan Har Baba is doing it. This is what they had, So yes, your stage, and your stage comes from your awareness. So is your awareness, as is your stage. And then accordingly, service is automatically merged in that. Okay.
Yes, one thing I would like to add, that to excel these things, to become an angel, we need to be very complete. Sarvagun Sampan is very important, and excel in all the 4 subjects. I think so that time we are very close to Satyug, and before that we are becoming angels for everyone.
Yeah. Others would like to share anything, or everyone is happy? So what do you take from today's session? Yeah, Bhavna Ben, you want to share something?
Yes, Om Shanti. As all of you said, that practice is the most important thing, and how Brahma Baba used to be present in both the situations. He was detached, but at the same time, he was aware of the state of his children. So this connecting with this science, that when we practice, our speed increases. As Baba had also said in the Murli, that when you keep on remembering me and keep on burning your sins, then your speed of burning those sins also increases. So this increase of speed, as we have seen in the science, that there are many pictures of cartoon characters, and if we keep on moving those pictures at a high speed, then it becomes it's a video like vision, a moving picture. So it gives us a sensation of movement. So in the same way, when we keep on increase our speed, then we attain this stage of karmatit, where we are in a continuous mode. We are able to match our practical life with our spiritual life. So it cannot be seen that we are remembering Baba, but we are doing it from inside. So practice is important because it increases the speed, and the increase in the speed of remembering Baba only makes us farishta. Om Shanti.
Baba has also
Very
mentioned.
nicely said, Bhavna Bhen. Sorry for the interruption. So, as Bhavna Bhen was telling, I just visualized one more thing. Like when we learn to drive car, so we become so conscious when we are just learners. So we are so consciously, we drive so slowly, and we have a lot of uncertainty. We don't have confidence. When we practice it, we we try, we ride so fast, increase the speed also, right?
Yeah.
So only practice makes a man perfect. Om Shanti.
Yeah. Anyone else would like to add anything or share? So Baba's Murlis are full of treasures, no? Sometimes I feel how much ever you churn, it is not sufficient. It has such a great depth. So these Murlis, though they were very short Murlis, but they have very nice messages which Baba, according to the present times, Baba wants us to do. So my takeaway point from this was actually the power of silence. Accumulate the power of silence more and more, and that will do the service automatically. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you very much. Nice sharings by all of you. Let us now remember Baba, shall we?
Yes, Sharmila Bhen.
Okay, just sit in silence for a minute and see yourself as a sparkling star in the center of the forehead. A very beautiful, radiant star. Vibrations of peace, vibrations of love, vibrations of pure energy emerging from the soul and radiating all around me. Within a second, I create a powerful thought. Detach myself from this body. Detach from the consciousness of the bodily world and move beyond, reaching my original home of golden red light. And I sit very close to Baba, absorb Baba's energy, the ocean of purity, the ocean of peace. As I touch Baba's rays, I can feel being more powerful, more vibrant, more brighter. And slowly, I come back to the consciousness of this body. Once again, I see myself as a sparkling star, radiating the energy that I have absorbed from Baba. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sharmila Bhen. It was a very valuable lesson. Om
Thank
Shanti.
you.
Yeah, thank you to everyone, and see you tomorrow at 5 a.m.